Here's more wrestling news for May 27th, 2022. And your headlines for this afternoon include: Bobby Lashley lays out the challenge for a match at WrestleMania 39, current champion on WWE's main roster interested in return to NXT, AEW has plans for new titles and it's not the six-man trios titles, GCW wrestlers respond to claims of faking negative test results to perform, what was said at this week's all-hands-on-deck meeting in WWE headquarters, Tony Khan lays out big plans for Ring of Honor's future, WWE Hall of Famer set to return in new backstage role for the company, and more. We're kicking off with WrestleMania 39 news, and while the 2023 event is still 310 days away, that hasn't stopped Bobby Lashley from making his plans clear for the show. Appearing on The Bump this week, Lashley spoke about his return to WWE and said that he has unfinished business with the Beast, Brock Lesnar. A match with Lesnar was a crucial part of Lashley's decision to return to WWE in 2018, and while they did eventually face one-on-one at this year's Royal Rumble, the finish of the match was far from clean. On The Bump, the Almighty officially laid out the challenge to Lesnar, who hasn't been seen in WWE since his loss to Roman Reigns last month. Lashley's most recent reign as WWE Champion came to an end thanks to Lesnar, though the Almighty was never pinned to lose the title, and time will tell if the two collide on the biggest stage of them all next year. Now, Bianca Belair has been on fire since coming to the main roster, having held both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Prior to her call-up, the EST was a dominant force in NXT, but never won the NXT Women's title, but it's never too late to win big. Sitting down with VL Media this week, Belair expressed a desire to return to NXT, now NXT 2.0, saying that she had a complicated time with the brand. Belair also cited Natalya's impressive run recently, who has feuded with Cora Jade. A policy from WWE has said that at least one main roster superstar should be appearing for the paint-splattered brand at all times. This policy has seen Natalya, Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, and the Viking Raiders all make appearances for NXT, and it's possible that Belair could be next on that list. AEW news next, as the company has 6 titles on their shows at this time: a world title, a women's world title, TNT and TBS titles, world tag team titles, and the unofficial FTW title. It's been reported for some time that AEW is working on 6-man trios titles, with Tony Khan recently confirming that these have been made, but that's not the only gold in the works. During last night's media call to promote Double or Nothing, Khan was asked about the possibility of women's tag team titles and said that he has thought hard about them. Khan added that he has thought about doing women's tag gold, but gave no hint as to when, if ever, these championships would be introduced. What he did say was that he would love to add more titles, but gave no indication as to what other titles could be coming to the All Elite promotion. While WWE and Impact have tag titles for female talent, AEW is yet to make the move, but we could be seeing much more gold in the not-so-distant future. We've got news from GCW now, as the company has a growing, rabid fan base, but recently faced some shocking accusations. On Twitter, indie wrestler Ron McDonald claimed that he had been asked by GCW to fake COVID tests, allowing the company to run events from October 2020 to January 2021. GCW's owner Brett Lauderdale has been advised by lawyers not to respond, but 2 of GCW's stars are firing back at this claim. In his response, Tony Dreppen said that wrestlers were given specific deadlines to submit their tests, and he even had to miss 2 shows in January 2021, not for testing positive, but just for missing the deadline. Ex-AEW star Joey Janela also chimed in, sharing images of group chats featuring several GCW stars, and that the entire roster is now vaccinated. Ultimately, McDonald has produced no evidence so far, only claims that he was asked to fake COVID tests, but we'll keep following this story as more info comes out. John Morrison was one of the highlights of WWE television after his return back in 2019. He was eventually released by WWE despite his best efforts. The former WWE superstar made his debut in AEW as Johnny Elite on a previous week's episode of Dynamite. He had a solid match against Samoa Joe, but was not able to pick up the win. According to the Wrestling Observer, AEW President Tony Khan said that Johnny Elite is someone he is interested in bringing back for a future program. Tony Khan says that John Morrison / Johnny Elite is welcome back and maybe someone he's interested in bringing back in the future. Was happy to have him in the Owen tourney. Johnny Elite is not officially part of the AEW roster yet. However, the two parties could certainly come to an agreement if they want to. It remains to be seen if Elite will return to AEW in the future or not. Back to WWE, as yesterday, the company reportedly had an all-hands-on-deck meeting, thanks in part to the several changes that have taken place this month. WWE President Nick Khan spoke at the meeting, saying that the company is signing more international partners and introduced the new chair of Human Resources, Suzette Ramirez-Carr. In regards to Stephanie McMahon, who is on leave of absence from the majority of her WWE duties, it was said that she needed time after everything that she and Triple H have been through following his cardiac event and retirement. It was also said that there would be a few future hires to help fill McMahon's roles, but that those won't be happening for a few weeks. Between the hiring of new names, Stephanie's absence, and the suspensions of Sasha Banks and Naomi, May 2022 has been an interesting month for the promotion to say the least, but as far as Khan is concerned, it's business as usual for WWE. In March, Tony Khan made a rare appearance on AEW programming to announce that he had bought Ring of Honor, in one of the biggest power moves we've seen in wrestling since Vince McMahon's purchase of WCW. Last night, Khan spoke to the media to promote this weekend's Double or Nothing event, and while he's always said that AEW and ROH will be separate, he was quickly asked about his newly purchased company. When asked by Wrestling Inc.'s Nick Hausman about plans for Ring of Honor, Khan had some big things in the works, saying, "I would love to get Ring of Honor weekly TV series or streaming series wherever it ends up going very soon. And it's something I'm working on, and I think it would be awesome for the fans, in addition to the great shows they get from AEW. There are a lot of Ring of Honor fans around the world that can't wait until the TV comes back." While Supercard of Honor 15, Khan's first event as ROH owner, was a hit with fans, little is known about the long-term future of Ring of Honor. But given the success of AEW, it's no wonder why Khan is confident in his skills for ROH. And we're ending today with WWE Hall of Famer Devon Dudley, who has worked for WWE as a producer since 2016, but will now take on a different role. In February 2021, Devon confirmed that he wasn't working as a producer at the time, as he had been recovering after suffering a stroke, but the Master of the Tables will soon be working again. On the final episode of his Table Talk podcast, Devon said that his new role in WWE will see him work as a coach for NXT 2.0, which will start on June 15th. With decades of experience in promotions from ECW to WWE and TNA, Devon has a lot of knowledge he can put to use, and we're sure this will be of great benefit to the superstars and prospects of NXT 2.0. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.